Good morning. It is day 130. Yesterday was a forgettable day. Nothing really happened. It was walking on, mainly on ridges, but there's a few flatter bits. It alternated between forest, some more open trees with sort of lush vegetation, and a couple of open bits, not many. Went past some lakes but couldn't really see them because of the trees. Saw some people, but no one memorable. Apart from the two that I had stayed with in Tehachapi. It was nice seeing them again. But apart from that, yeah, filled up with the water, had lunch. Yeah, that was about it. It was just a day of walking. Did 30 miles. Legs felt alright. Knees were good, which is great. But yeah, it was fine. Today, water is going to be the issue. So I've got 12 miles to get to the road. The road leads you to Fish Lake Resort, but I'm not going there. But apparently just after the road is a bridge. The comments aren't even talking about the water, they're talking about how many mosquitoes are there, but hopefully there's water at that bridge. Because after that, there's possibly some lakes about, I think, 6 miles after that. And then after that, it's another 6 to 8 miles to get to a spring. So, yeah, the focus today is going to be water. Yeah, but no other main targets, so let's just see how it goes. I'm guessing this is a ski route in winter, because these blue signs up here, presumably above the snow line, showing people where to go. Lovely in here. Yeah, nice and green, beautiful path. The path is a little rocky the end of the day, but it's back to this lovely path. Relatively flat, sun's up, can't smell any smoke, so, you know, fingers crossed they've got that fire under control. Yeah, right, another day. There's a bear on the path. Oh, wow. Here we go, coming off the path now. Look at that. Oh, wow. Wee. Beer number 4. 7:10 in the morning. There's my beer for the day. It saw me and ran. It was coming up the path, so go, yay. There's a cute one, that one. I actually got my camera out because I was just about to say yesterday was quite a hilly day. Yeah, a few ups and a few, it wasn't big up, a few downs. So I think today is meant to, looking at the contours, it looks a little flatter into what I'd heard about Oregon. Yeah, wow, a beer there. I'm glad I was using my Ursac last night. Road crossing for the day. Quiet road. There have been a couple of cars I heard in the distance, but nothing now. Hey! Back in. Ooh, what's this? Pedersen Trail. Southbound shelter 2. That southbound shelter is where there's a water pump that sounded very hard to use. so I'm not relying on it. The moss on these trees, look at this. There's one of those snow markers again. It's so cool. And there's a carpet of these teeny little white flowers. They're all facing the wrong way. That's what they look like. Here's my deer for the day. 1, 2. Here's the junction. I love how it's up high so that the skiers can see it. South Brown Shelter. So I'm going to go there. Let's just have a look. Water 300 feet. Talking about campfires. And woohoo! Under 900 miles now. Only 889. Woohoo! Alright. I'm going to go and have a look at the shelter, just to be nosy. There it is. Little log cabin. I'm going into a butcher. A fire, some benches. Cool. That pump's a 2-person job and there's one guy there and everyone left so he couldn't get water, so he was pretty happy to see me to help him get some water. The actual the handle's broken, so you sort of have to hold it in a really awkward way and lift it up and let it go down, while at the same time try and have your water bottle up against where the water gushes out, and it would just be knocked over if someone wasn't holding it. So yeah, that's my good deed for the day. Ooh. Rabbit. I'm not sure if that showed up on the video, if I was looking too far ahead. There's a rabbit just crossed. Alright, so continuing on the trail. So from here it's about 10 miles to the main road, with the Fish River, Fish Lake, Fish something lodge. He asked if I was going, and I said, nah, it's only 10 miles away. He said, yeah, but there's food there. No, I'm too close from Ashland. I don't have any cravings for that sort of food yet. So I'll continue on. One of the reasons I detoured to that hut was assuming they'd have a toilet there, a pit toilet. But they didn't. So you have a little shelter like that and no toilet. So you know everyone's going to be going to the toilet at the shelter. So yeah, they just all have to disappear off into the woods. There must be a fairly high concentration of man mines. Man mine is what we called it in Afghanistan, just the piles of crap on the side of the road. But wow, yeah, strange. I would have thought for the benefit of the environment you'd put a pit toilet there. And a bridge over, very dry stream. Part of why there's a water problem on this section. Pretty cool boulder field. And let's get into the red scoriatite rock. Ooh, we get to go across some of it. This is quite a long section of this stuff. Really rocky, rocky. Well done to the spider. I haven't been seeing many spiders. There we go. Hey Matt. Hello spider. Well done to the track builders making a nice smooth path through the rock fields. And it's pretty with the contrasting colours as well. Not that that was the intent, but it's a nice byproduct. I got a view opening up? No. Started to smell the smoke again. Now I'm on a relatively flat path. There's been some small undulations, but not much. And I'm going around Mount Brown. They like their colour names here. There was Mount Green yesterday. Looks like a fairly decent sized hill, but I don't think I'm actually going to get to see it because of all the vegetation. So that'll take me all the way around to the road. And from here, probably 7.5 miles, I think. Oh yeah, coming around the hill, just changing which face we're on has brought out the smoke a bit more. Just the faintest of smells. (9) and I've had my first sobo of the day. A female by herself. The eye flies have been a little annoying over this part. Just once I got into the lava area, they appeared. So hopefully they'll go away again once I get out of the lava area. New flavour. Lemon. Yeah. So far, initial first bite, I like it. Having a few more bites, yes, I like this one. Tastes like the lemon meringue pie Mum makes. There's an even bigger field of boulders, wow. Little views through the smoke. That is Mount McLaughlin. It's a pretty impressive looking hill. Still alternating between in the trees and then these big parts on the rocks and then back into the trees. It's quite neat. Oh. He's really telling me, get out of here. Or it. This rock's a bit darker than that other rock. It's almost black. Hey, look at that. Big piles of the rocks, and then there's some lava that didn't turn into rocks over there. Woohoo! It's so cool. I wasn't expecting this today. I thought around Crater Lake it would get a bit like this, but cute. And that's the High Lakes Trail. None of those are what I want. Pacific Crest Trail, 1/4 of a mile. Yeah, here's the road. I could go that way and I could get hot food, but I'm going to turn it down. I hear that there's water in the river, so I'm going to continue straight. Well, no worries about water That was a big stream. It doesn't look like it ever dries up, so that's great. I've now got enough water. There is a lake to fill up, I think in about 6 miles, but there's a spring in 12 miles, so that's what I'll aim for my next water point. From here I've now got 4 miles of uphill and a bridge across this little stream. It's got really good flow. Look at that flow, it's great. Winding its way down. Right, let the hill begin. Summit trailhead? Nah, don't want to go up that big hill. Alright, Formula Lake, 10 miles, 4 mile. I'm missing the space. 4 mile lake, 10 miles. I haven't been commenting on all the Sobos, but that's now the 3rd one since I stopped commenting. It was another woman coming down by herself. Had some weird stuff around her legs. She's wearing shorts, but looked like she had a white meshy type stuff. Has a longer skirt around her legs. Wonder if that's because of the insects or the mosquitoes ahead. The water saw some heading too. It's funny reading the Guthawk's comments. Definitely a lot of mosquitoes there based on the comments. Mount McLaughlin Trail I will definitely pass on because that's one big mountain. I will continue PCT. Should start to ease off the gradient a bit now, and next few miles seem relatively mild ups and downs. Whew.
Hi, my name's Dan. I'm a southbounder. I started at the Canadian border on the 18th of June. Hope to get to Campo by about the 17th of October.
Whee! And this is the first genuine southbounder, not a Nobo flipping. So
yeah, not Nobo flipper. It's a real Sobo hiker, through hiker. Yeah.
All right. Well, happy trails. I hope you love it as much as I have.
Okay, you take care.
So he told me he had actually been following my videos, and he'd sent me a message, and he said what the message was, and I remember getting that one. So yeah, quite neat to meet him. Now he's actually doing his own trail. There'll be different conditions from what I had, but he's still, he's going to have different challenges. He's still going to get snow in the Sierras, and he's going to have the water issues in the desert a lot worse than I did. But hey, how exciting. So yeah, I thought I'd start seeing proper Sobos coming through, and there we go. So a couple of the others I've seen today could have been Sobos. It's going to be very hard to tell because they've been going for roughly a month now. So they've already got the grungy, dirty, half-starved look of a through hiker, just like the Nobos flipping. So yeah, from now on it's going to be all mixed up. I did look at the Sobo option when planning this hike, but it was going to be too challenging for me because the Sobos, they really need to start the ground fit and doing decent mileages right from the very start. They're straight into the hills in Washington. They don't get a nice sort of build up in the flatter hills of the desert like the Nobos. And they've got the rush to get to the Sierras before the autumn snows. Yeah, just looking at it for me, I didn't have the fitness to be doing the miles I needed to make it through to the snows. So generally, Sobos tend to start off a lot fitter than Nobos did.
Hey, I'm Wayne Gallagher, and this is my friend Jack. We're out on a hike on the PCT.
Isn't Jack cute? Oh, of course, and Wayne as well.
So where are
Look
you
at the
from?
amount of kit on him. Wow. How many days kit can he carry?
Oh, he could carry enough stuff to stay out here for probably a couple weeks easy. And really all he has on him is tent, sleeping bags, and sleeping pads.
Yeah.
My dad is 77, and he's out here hiking with us. So Jack has my dad's pack, and then one thing that we like to take, because we're going to camp around lakes and fish, is we like to have a chair. So
Nice.
between Jack doesn't mind though. He does a great job.
He's
This
gorgeous.
is actually a pretty light pack for Jack. Bulky with the sleeping bags and stuff, but
Light.
pretty light.
That was a good-natured little donkey. Unfortunately for them, he was asking me how much further to Squaw Lake, and I said to him, 2.3 miles back the way you've just come. So the trouble is the signpost says Twin Lakes, and he saw it. But of course he was looking for a signpost for Squaw Lake. Yeah, so he's got 2 more people behind him, so I'll pass, if I see them I can pass a message to them. Oh, poor guy. These are good, sort of salty, sweet, tart, really nice. I ripped the packet a bit much, but these are energy chews that I've been trying just because of the fact that I'm struggling with the bars. Yeah, really like them. I just bumped into the father and the brother, passed on the message. They also have missed the turn off because they are 1.5 miles from the lake. I'll leave them to ponder what to do. Also saw 2, not sure if they're sort of weekend hikers, possibly section hikers. I'm just taking a break on the side of the road. I have noticed an increase in rubbish on this section of the trail, so I'm just wondering if maybe there's a few more weekend hikers or section hikers. The section hikers that are starting now, if they're not from an established hiking background, may not be quite as aware of how important the leave no trace principle is for us. Those of us snowbow, it was sort of really indoctrinated right from the very start. So yeah, very rarely do you ever see any litter, but yeah, just different types of traffic on the trails now. They're a lot more popular, so therefore a bit more rubbish, but still not much. Yeah, it's maybe one chocolate bar wrapper or energy bar wrapper every sort of 4 or 5 miles, as opposed to once every 50 miles. Also, there's a lot more of these open areas where the trees are a lot further apart, and that's letting the sun in, so it's pretty warm. Starting to get a few more mosquitoes now, and they're occasionally actually landing on my arm as I'm walking. I can feel them attempting to land. So entering the zone, which I have not been looking forward to. Junction the guys missed. It just says Twin Ponds Trail. It doesn't actually say Summit Lake or Squaw Lake. So, and that way is Squaw Lake 1/2 mile, and Summit Lake is that way. And there's the best gut hooks comment that I've seen. It's from, I can't pronounce it, but from that person. And basically it says Summit Lake looks like Shrek lives in it, and Squaw Lake looks like angels pee in it once a day. You choose. My next waypoint is in 3.4 miles, and it's Clark Spring. And I'll fill up with water there and then have a look ahead for what's happening for the rest of the day. Still haven't seen these super smooth, lovely Oregon tracks. Today has been pretty rocky. It's a bit flatter now, but there was that one 4-mile hill, so how is this any different from Northern California? And in fact today the trail's rougher than it has been for a lot of Northern California. It's 4 Mile Lake. As you can see, I've been doing a bit of climbing. Still climbing. I can do a panorama. The lake's looking nice down there. And forest. Good signs down to the spring. And here is the spring. It's alright. Like my new fashion accessory, I've got my jacket on and my head net on because mosquitoes are just being ridiculous. I have insect repellent on my legs and on my hands, but the reason I put my jacket on is they were biting on the shoulders where the material is tight against me. So yeah, that's just things I have to do now I'm in mosquito area. This is my technique for filtering water. I like to rest it on my leg and then I roll the top and I push with my knuckles as I'm leaning forward, and I find for me that's the best way to get the good pressure. Alright, I am back on trail. That wasn't as bad as I was expecting. Yes, there were still quite a few mosquitoes, but not the big swarms that I was expecting. Or maybe they just gave up when they realised they couldn't get through my head net. The insect repellent on my legs seemed to work. It's only a 25% DEET, so I was a little worried about it. It seemed to work, but as I was bending over filtering my water, they were biting my bum through my shorts. So next time I'll have to put my wind pants on as well as my wind jacket. They don't seem to get through that wind jacket, which is really good. Yeah, I was bending over, so it was tight against my back and my shoulders, but they didn't bite me. So, hey, I have carried that head net with me all of my hikes. And this is the first time I have actually put the head net on. Even in Norway, which is also well known for mosquitoes, they never got bad enough for a head net. But I'm glad I did have it there. There were a few buzzing around my face. Yeah, the mosquitoes here do seem to be going for my face quite a bit, which is weird. I'm used to them going for arms and legs, but not my face. And I was unwrapping a lolly, and one of them was actually on my finger as I was wiggling it around unwrapping the lolly. They're not shy here, but they are quite big, so you can see them, and generally I can feel them landing, which is good. Right, but yes, I'm officially in the mosquito zone now. The next water is not for 11 miles, and it's a lake of dubious quality, and then it's another 4 miles after that to a better water source. So I have loaded up with 3 litres, so my normal 2 litre full load, plus I've kept water in my dirty water bottle, and that will allow me to camp as well as get through the distance. Oh, these mosquitoes are driving me mad. There's not the swarms and swarms that people talk about. There's about 10 consistently around me at any one time, and buzzing around my face. They've discovered my shoulders, so they're biting through the shirt of my shoulders. Yeah, wow. Any bit of face that I'm not wiping them away. Wow, this is annoying. So, next available campsite, I am stopping and putting on my head net, and I think in future I'm going to be hiking with my head net. I just can't be bothered putting it on because I'm going to be stopping shortly anyway. Oh wow. Ah, this is so annoying. And you know what? I see a campsite right there. This is it. It's an early night. I don't care.